Hi children, we are going to discussing about chapter 12 changing cultural traditions in Europe 1300 to 1800. The European history roughly divided into four periods. There were ancient period up to 400 AD, medieval period 400 AD to 1300 AD, early modern period 1300 AD to 1800 AD, modern period 1800 AD to up to present. There were so many changes took place in between 1300 to 1800 AD. During the ancient period, Europeans was dominated by the Roman Empire, which controlled by much of Europe. The great cities like Roman and Alexandria flourished. The cities had been developed in Greece and Roman, mainly sculpture, painting, building, as well as literature, philosophy, and science. When the Roman Empire declined 400 AD, there were no large empire in Western Europe. The cities also developed, and most of the people lived in the villages. The Europe came to be dominated by the social systems called feudalism, also called landlordism. Political power under the landlords, they controlled villages and peasants. The peasants were mostly serfs, that means slaves, who were bound to them lords. Peasants working in their lands, also fighting in the wars for landlords. They were feeling insecurity. Culture of people came to be dominated by the Roman Catholic Church. It discouraged the people for thinking. The rules and regulations which are issued by the Catholic Church must be followed by the peasants and poor people. But this situation began to change. After 1300 AD, the peasants had begun to resist and fight against the landlordism and church. Example, peasants of England revolt against the landlords and serfdom and ended landlordism in 1381. A new culture movement began to develop in Europe, which is called Renaissance or Rebirth. People began to beyond the limits set by the religious priest and raised new questions and found new ways of answering those questions. Traders and adventurers set out a long voyages to find new routes and lands for their business, for their kings. New trends took place in arts, painting, sculpture and literature and science. There is a vast amount of material on European history from the 14th century, mainly documents, printed books, paintings, sculpture. Much of them has been carefully preserved in art galleries and museums in Europe and America. In the first time, the term of Renaissance described by the Swiss scholar Jacob Burckhardt in his book The Civilization of the Renaissance in Italy in 1860. The revival of Italian cities. With the expansion of the trade between the Byzantine Empire and Islamic countries, the forts on the Italian coast revived from the 12th century as the Mongols opened the trade with China and Western Europe. So in Italy, the most powerful independent states played vital role in the development of the culture and the trade. Mainly, these cities were Florence and Venice republics. These cities under the control of clergy people and the ruled by the princes. One of the most vibrant city was Venice. Another was Genoa. They were different from the other parts of the Europe. The clergy were not politically dominated here, but rich merchants and bankers actively participated in governing in the cities. The clergy means members of the church, mainly priests, bishops, cardinals and the pope. Now we are going to discussing about the humanism and universities. The literature of the ancient Greeks had reflected an interest in life. They had been vitally interested in the world in which they lived. Later, the students of the ancient Greek literature, which deals with nature and interest of the man, they were called humanists. According to humanists, everything in nature, science and art that affected man These are the important aspects to the humanists. In 1453, the Constantinople was overthrown by the Turkish or Ottoman Empire, occupied the Eastern Europe. Many educated men who spoke Greek escaped from the Turkish and fled to Italy for their safety. Some of them brought their knowledge and Greek books with them. Humanism started in Italy, but soon after spread into France, England, and Netherlands. Many universities are established to teach new subjects, law and religion. One of the greatest Dutchman, Erasmus, he criticized some of the beliefs of the church in his book Praise Fole. Andries Vesalius, a Belgian and professor of medicine at the University of Padua, was the first to dissect the human body. This was the beginning of modern physiology. Here is the picture, praying hands. This one sketched by the Dürer. It gives us a sense of Italian culture in 16th century. Many artists like Leonardo da Vinci studied human anatomy, mathematics and art. He made a painting and sculpture realistic. He painted most famous paint, that is Mona Lisa. And the Last Supper, one of his dream was to be able to fly. He spent years observing birds in flight and he designed a flying machine. He signed his name Leonardo da Vinci, disciple of experiment. Look at the statue, the Pietà by Michelangelo depicts Mary holding the body of Jesus, which is in St. Peter's Church in Rome. One of the most important architecture was St. Peter's Square in Rome, which was designed by Michelangelo and Bernini. Filippo Brunelleschi, the architecture who designed the spectacular Dome of Florence. One of the important event in Renaissance period, the printing press, which was invented by the Johannes Gutenberg. In 1455, 150 copies of the Bible were printed in the workshop of the Johannes Gutenberg. German. The printing books promoting new idea could quickly reach hundreds of readers. This development reading habit among the people. The important architecture of the Michelangelo, that is statue of the David. Niccolo Machiavelli read a book, The Spirit of Laws and Politics, for the rulers of his time. He studied real human beings and their actual political life. He also studied about society of women. Now we are going to discussing about the aspirations of women. So in this Renaissance period, the women also seconded the family. The mainly dominated in families by the male persons. The new idea of individuals and citizenship excluded women. Decision makers in the family, male members only. They educate their sons to take their place in family business or public life. But the women's looked on by the men in the society. The public role of women was limited and they were looked upon only as housekeepers. For their studies, no rewards, no dignity for the women. But a few women were intellectually very creativity and sensitivity about the importance of humanist education. Mainly Isabella Este, she ruled the state while her husband was absent. Now we are going to discussing about the some of the scientists like Roger Bacon, Nicholas Copernicus, Ptolemy, Galileo in the Renaissance period. Roger Bacon performed some experiments with metal and chemicals. Next, Nicholas Copernicus. He built an observatory from which he studied the heavenly bodies. He concluded the old theory of the universe was wrong, which was proposed by the Ptolemy. According to Ptolemy, the earth in the center of the universe and the stars, sun, remaining planets revolve around the earth. But the Copernicus denied this one. Why? Because it is wrong. According to the Copernicus, sun in the center of the solar system, remaining all planets revolve around the sun. Next, Galileo. Galileo was very popular and brilliant lecturer and writer. He invented a telescope. Galileo also discovered certain laws of the pendulum, which made it possible to develop more satisfactory. In the experiments from the leaning towers of Pisa, he proved that heavy and light objects fall at the same speed. Galileo set up a telescope that made it possible for him to see the ship 50 miles away as a clear. It was seen only 5 miles away with the help of telescope. This instrument also aided in the study of astronomy. Galileo facts and teachings rejected by the church and issued the summons and gave a punishment. Look at the picture. Galileo explaining his theories of universe with the telescope. Now we are going to explain about exploration of sea routes. This is the most important event in Renaissance period. During the Renaissance, Europeans extended their limited knowledge of geography. There were several reasons for this. The compass, which was helped for directions to the sailors. When the Constantinople occupied by the Turks, the total route closed by the Turks between the west and east. So the new sailors and navigators discovered new places. Some of them we have to describe now. During the Renaissance period, some navigators and sailors like Columbus, Vasco da Gama, Prince Henry, and Magellan played an important part in the geographical exploration. The Prince Henry, the navigator of Portuguese, discovered sea route to the west coast of Africa. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese navigator, went around Africa and landed in Calicut, India, 1498. This is the first sea route to India. Christopher Columbus reached land on an island on October 12, 1492. He thought he had reached the East India and called the natives Indians. Next, Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian sailor, followed Columbus and he also discovered America. Ferdinand Magellan, a sailor of Spain, made a voyage round the world with the help of Spanish King Charles I. He crossed the Atlantic, went around the south tip of South America, and he reached the Pacific Ocean and also landed at the island of Philippines. This voyage was a great landmark in the history of exploration of the sea routes.